Okay, are we streaming comfortably this time? Are we not going to explode if I look at you too directly? Okay, good. Continue doing that. Anyway, my name is Mitsuda Midori. We are here with the long-necked wonder Tyrell. And this is Even If Tempest Dawn and Connections. We gotta go stop a witch from selling liquid. So obviously we can't have that. First, emotional moments. You really don't remember?
何がだ?
Well, I guess that answers that question. You were tossing and turning in your sleep. You woke up just long enough to cling to me and refused to let go. What did you say? I let you use my arm as a pillow after that, but if so much as twitched, you would strengthen your grip on me. It was actually really painful. You go around crushing walnuts with those things? I mean, your fingers look very skinny, and now that I look directly at them, they're also weirdly dirty. Have you been gardening?
嘘だ.
Sadly, no. I am not kidding. Never realized just how heavy a person's head could be.
湿布いるか?
No, but if you've got some poultry, I could use it to Legend of Zelda jump over and get that heart container on the ledge. I'm fine. I've trained plenty. As curious as I am about his nightmare, I'm too scared to bring up an old wound. If he's able to relax in my presence, then I'm glad. Hi, glad I'm Mitsuda. Thank you, I'm here till Thursday. Mr. Tyrael begins making breakfast after that. I want to help, but he's so skilled that there's no room for me in the kitchen. This blatantly contradicts what we were told in the main game. I am offended. This is delicious. It's like seeing those Street Fighters pummeled to dust. I thought you had never cooked before. How can you be this good? Masaka. Yakata.
天才だから.
Well, gee, when you put it like that. But now it all strikes me as strange. Since you can make something this delicious, why hadn't you thought to try it before now?
自分のためだとやる気が起きないんだよ. 今も一人の時はもっぱら外食だ.
I see. What a shame. What a shame. Far more delicious than any restaurant.
当然だろ. お前の好みに合わせてんだから.
Okay, now you're just being creepy about it. Oh. Thank you. Don't you at me. I'm the one who at people here. The big ol' fur. I split off from Master Tyrael to deliver my request for a day off to the wings. Anastasia is the sort of person who only takes days off when she has unrelated work to do. As opposed to me, who doesn't get days off because I never have unrelated work to do.
珍しいこともあるものですね。腕を骨折しても休まなかったあなたが休暇なんて。
Yes, game, I literally just went over this, thank you. It's alright, my presence here doesn't contribute anything. Even I have errands that need attending to.
もしかしてまたルーシェン王子絡みか?
Probably not, but given this game, I can't rule anything out. No, but it makes me think it would.
いや、お前が休むほどの用事ってそのレベルかなと。演説の時みたくガルダが必要になったとかさ。
I mean, a Garuda would probably at least help intimidating the culprit. That was a particularly extreme emergency. I doubt that will ever happen again. That sound you've just heard was the flag that it will happen again going up.
そっか。王位継承争いのことは何か聞いてないのか？
Has Conrad reduced to, hitting nut shots yet? I don't think he's above that. I haven't seen Prince Lucian in some time, but I have heard that the struggle won't escalate for some time yet.
国王もかなり揺れてるらしいですね。前評判の高さから言ってルーシェン王子に分がありそうですけど。
翼騎士団としてもガルダに好意的なルーシェン王子が勝ってくれると嬉しいよな。
Okay, is Lucian on the pro-Garuda side? I thought he and Cryas didn't really talk much, and Prince Lucian was on the church's side, but the church is oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
わかりませんよ。ルーシェン王子はかなり厳しいって噂ですから。
My rumors have no basis. The rumors about Master Tiro's residence being lined with instruments of torture are also completely false.
え、そうなんですか？
アナスタシア、こんなにゆっくりしてていいのか？用事あるんだろ？
Ah, crap. Take care of things for me where you can.
リスター審問官の部屋の噂が間違いだったって言い切れるのは。
And just like that, she's gone. Never be heard from again.
まあ、そういうことだろうな。
大丈夫ですかね。あの人あんまりいい話聞かないんですが。あ、噂は当てにならないって言われたばっかりだった。
True, but you do also have to consider that Anastasia is naively trusting and has basically no sense of self-preservation.
そんなに心配なら本人に聞けばいいじゃないか。
Nah, that'd make too much sense.
嫌ですよ。僕はヒューゴさんみたいにおせっかいの若年寄りなんて言われたくありませんから。
それ言ってるのお前だろ。
I do not like that, Mitchell. Its smug aura mocks me. When I arrive at our planned meeting spot, I don't see any sign of Master Tyrell. Apparently, I'm early. As I wait for him, I think back to the last time I spoke with Prince Lucian. Remember him? Remember the last love interest who I met and romanced on the timeline we're in right now? Whatever happened to that guy?
礼を言う、リスター。時すさびのバラの一件をもみ消してくれたこと。そして、私が紛れもなく父の子であると国民に知らしめてくれた。父の若かりし頃の肖像画を新聞に掲載するなんて、コンラッド兄上も予想してなかっただろう。
Yeah, without all the Habsburg lips and jawlines, you can really see that anime genetics has made him identical to his ancestor from several thousand years ago.
あんなクソみたいな父親の若い頃とそっくりなんて、心から同情します。
Wow, if ever there was a video game quote I could respond to by going, mood.
中身までは似ないようにしないとな。
Prince Lucian responds to Master Tyrell's overly direct insult with a smile. So that's the sort of thing you're into.
リスター、コンラッド兄上の方は大丈夫なのか？あなたほど有能なものを兄上が簡単に手放すとは思えないが、もし困っていることがあれば。
ああ？
Now, boys, don't fight. Unless you've got the budget for the CGs. Master Tyrell raises a perfectly straight pointer finger and digs it into Prince Lucian's forehead. Ah, the Hokuto Shinken Nerve Strike!
青2歳の分際でこの俺の心配をするとは、お前が偉くなったのか、それとも俺が落ちぶれたのか、どっちだろうな。教えてくれよ。
ああ、余計なことを言った。
Man, what a dick. Your Highness, if there's anything I can do to aid you in the struggle for the crown, please don't hesitate to ask.
ありがとうございます。ですが、リスター、アナスタシア殿、あなた方はしばらく王族と距離を取った方がいい。
But why?
武王は我々に対し、あなたに近づくなと命令を下しました。どうやらあなたへの警戒を解いていないようです。
But why?
できれば国外への逃亡をお勧めしたいところですが、かえって刺激してしまう恐れがある。父の目が届く範囲でおとなしくしておくのが賢明でしょう。
But why? My existence is a liability for your highness. But what?
そんなことはありません。父の命令に反し、ご機嫌を損ねたとしても、あなたがもたらしてくれる利益の方がずっと大きい。あなたが女神の生まれ変わりだからではありませんよ。仲間として心強いという意味ですから。
で、お前一人で勝てる算段はついてるのか？
Definitely a question worth asking.
一人ではないよ。来たるべき日のために地盤は固めてきたつもりだ。クライオスのおかげでキャソロック家との親交も持てた。
Ah, yes, politics.
私は兄上に勝ってみせる。そして必ずやイシク族への贖罪を果たそう。だからリスター、私が王になった暁にはあなたの力を借りたい。王族、教会、市政、闇は至るところに存在する。罪と向き合い、全てを正していくためにこの国の闇を見続けてきたあなたが必要なんだ。
The royal family, the church, the markets, pavements, social security office, the DMV. The friendly local arcade and the coffee shops. The local fast food joints. The cheesy tourist traps. They're all dens of villainy. At the time, Master Tyrell never gave a concrete answer. I'm confident that he is at least fond of Prince Lucian, but would lending his age to the royal family be wrong? I suddenly feel as though I'm overlooking something very important in our conversation. What could it be? Nothing unnatural sticks out to me, and there are no obvious contradictions in Prince Lucian's statements. Good question. Well, I was thinking back to our conversation with Prince Lucian. I haven't seen him in some time after all.
Hmm.
You know, that was a weirdly direct and honest answer for this genre. Have you heard anything about the struggle for the crown?
まあ、それなり。あの王子はそこそこ善戦してる。と、クライオスが言っていた。
The prince, you say? Well, that explains everything. No exaggeration, or explanation, or elaboration needed whatsoever. From the Grand Commander?
キャサロック家は第三王子を支持すると決断した。正式な発表はまだだが、これが公になれば今までこそこそしてたクライオスが表立って王子に協力するようになる。
Well. Oh, if we get two exclamation marks that many times in a row, that means we're allowed to pursue Solid Snake onto the next screen. His Highness must be reassured to have the Grand Commander on his side.
そうか？お前ほどじゃないが、あいつも結構な脳筋だぞ。
As opposed to you, who has no muscle whatsoever. Muscle brain.
話はしまいだ。聞き込みに行くぞ。
Alright, that's enough bits. We're done with the comic relief. Now we gotta advance the plot before we run out of screen time.
異端審問官、私は魔女じゃないわよ。私何もしてない。無実よ。いや、連れて行かないで。
Man, it's really convenient we didn't have to deal with this at any other point in any other route, including the multiple where we worked with the Inquisition.
うちの娘は魔女なんかじゃねえ。使いよるな。
I don't think things were quite this bad when I was an Inquisitor. Game, stop stealing my dialogue!
そりゃ、カーニバルが始まるとなれば、多少は協力的になるだろう。平時はこんなもんだ。
Circus is incredibly good for public relations. That's why Turnabout Big Top is everyone's favorite case. Makes it somewhat difficult to get information, doesn't it, Gov?
片っ端から牢屋にぶち込むか。
I don't think that would help the problem we're having right now. You can't do that. Their prejudices will only be proven correct.
冗談だ。どうしたもんか。
How do you normally go about asking for information?
まずもって聞き込みをしない。異端審問会は告発を受けてから動く。告発があれば関係者を呼び出して尋問できる。
That seems like an incredibly inefficient system. I see. Shall I ask around alone? They may find it easier to speak with another woman alone.
それもありっちゃありだが、あの女たち何か隠してるような気がするんだよな。
What, the screaming and constant begging you not to ask them questions? That could mean anything.
異端審問官を恐れるのは当然のこと。けれど、いつもより過剰な反応だった。まして、走って逃げるなんて。まるで手荷物検査されるのを恐れているように見えた。
Again, is that unusual? I'll try speaking with them again.
まあ待て。そう何度も接触すると、反感を買って情報を聞き出せなくなる。チャンスは次の1回だけ。失敗はできない。隠し事してる相手を吐かせるなんてゲート、お前にできるのか？
I'm a protagonist, so probably. I can't. Not with that attitude. Come on, Anastasia, you're a garbage can, not a garbage can't.
だよな。 どうすっかな。こういう時要領よく動けるやつはいないか。
Considering that we are exclusively talking to women, Christ would be my first guess, but he has like a real job, so I don't know if we'll be able to get a hold of him. Concise and skilled. I mean, I'd hardly call Christ concise, and I'd hardly call any of the three cadets skilled. Maya, however, is disgustingly OP. Let's try her. Oh, hey, Maya. Maya! Cue screaming standing ovation for the crowd.
お嬢様、どうされたのですか？
I'm sorry for interrupting your work, but there was something I wanted to ask of you. When are you free?
ちょうど休憩をとっているところでしたから、今大丈夫ですよ。
Gee, how convenient. I see. I apologize for asking this of you when you must be so tired.
お嬢様のお顔を見たら疲れなんて吹き飛びました。まあ。
Flirt.
隣の極悪釣り目審問官がいなければもっと良かったんですけど。
That is just a different type of flirt. You can't lie to me.
お前他にも仕事やってたんだな。地上げか？それとも借金取り？どっちも向いてるよ。メイドよりずっと。
あらあなたのことも絞り取ってあげましょうか。その陰気な制服がボロ雑巾になるまで。
Fight, 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 fight.
やれるもんならやってみろ。
I feel like they get less and less friendly every time they see each other. Listen, Maya, about the favor. Yes, I met her once in the bridge, but I want you to see if anyone else has run into her.
お嬢様がそういうものに興味を持つなんて珍しいですね。何かあったのですか？
I probably shouldn't tell her about the aphrodisiac. I keep things vague, explaining only that the fortune teller was selling suspicious wares. And the suspicious where they were doing it is exactly what we're trying to find. Oh ho ho ho.
怪しげな商品。その話は聞いたことがあります。
You have?
恋を叶えてくれるお守りがあると女の子たちが噂していたんです。
Love charm. Fortune teller I met spoke of something similar.
これ以上のことは知らないので、彼女たちに聞くしかありませんね。
当てはあるのか？噂程度のことは話せても異端が絡むかもしれないってことで口を閉ざすやつがほとんどだ。
That is not what the word thing means. 15-yard penalty.
ご心配なく。私は誰かさんと違って人望がありますから。
アナスタシア、言われてんぞ。
あなたのことですよ。
Maya was exactly right. The women and girls easily open up to Maya in a way they never did with us. A fortune teller? That's like an ordinary merchant to me. But I do know how to get that charm. Try going to Bloom Lane on a star-studded night. But take heed. Their wares carry a powerful curse.
二人で行かなければ彼には会えないとのことでしたね。
That's bad. But it comes with a free Frogurt. That's good. The Brogurt is also cursed. That's bad. But you get your choice of topping. That's good. Toppings contain potassium benzoate. That's bad. There you go now. Wow. Hey, huh? It was definitely an elderly woman that I ran into. Unless two maidens fair travel as one.
異端審問会に寄せられた情報でも代人は男だったな。単なる同業者か、あるいは
Either it's a shape-shifting monstrosity from beyond the pale, or there's two people involved. Which one sounds more likely to you? Give you a hint, it's the one that's more dramatic.
イシュとかいう魔女は男の姿をしてるんだったな。
What now?
そして自由に姿を変えることができると。
Yes. To be honest, it's difficult to imagine that Ish is doing any of this. This is significantly below his pay grade, and it's not even funny.
何にしてもこれ以上手がかりはないんだ。こっちから探るしかない。満天の星。今日は雲行きが怪しいから調べるなら明日以降だな。
Come on, we need to go do more domestic fluff first. Maya, could I ask you to continue helping us? I want you to go to Bloom Lane with me. Maya?
お嬢様のお願いなら何でも叶えて差し上げたいところですが。
Maya glares at Master Tyrell.
何かご不満でも？
当然でしょ。また妙なことにお嬢様を巻き込んで、いい加減にしてください。
Maya? I was the one that got him involved this time. He's done nothing wrong, so...
今回ばかりは見逃せません。占い師にお守り？そんなことに首を突っ込んで異端に触れたらどうするのですか？それともこの人のように異端審問官になるおつもりなのですか？
Maya...
こいつを危険な目には合わせない。って誓ってもダメか。
女性というだけでいいならこんな面倒を言う私でなくてもいいのではありませんか？あなたならそう言うと思いましたけど。
俺はお前抜きでこいつのことは考えねえと決めてる。
ね？
どんだけやかましかろうとチンピラメイドだろうと、お前はこいつにとって重要な人間だ。大事なやつの大事なもんを尊重できないのはクソだ。
Aw, he likes us.
ま、めんどくせえのがついてきたなとは思ってるがな。幸いにして俺は心が広い。コブの一つや二つ目をつむってやるさ。
And what happened next? Well, in Historica, they say that Tyrell's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
条件。
Eh?
私の出す条件をクリアできたら手伝って差し上げます。
Wow. I just used the last of my whetstone. I also need to replenish my arrows. Oh, and my hand towel was worn down. I should buy a new one. What else?
なんなんださっきから。まさかヒントを出してるつもりじゃねえだろうな。あのメイドが出した条件の。
Maya's condition was thus.
うちのお嬢様は真面目で誠実で、めったなことでは起こらない温厚な方です。横顔は凛々しく、佇まいは美しい。本当に素晴らしい女性にお育ちになったと思いますが。
But...
この8年、毎日剣を振るい、獣を狩り、筋トレに励み、長く美しかった髪はバッサリ切ってしまい、化粧の一つも覚えることなく18歳を迎えられました。
Well roasted.
お嬢様がダメージ受けてんぞ。
リスターさん、明日の夜までにお嬢様に最も足りないものを用意してきてください。それが私の条件です。
砥石に矢に手ぬぐい？そんなもんじゃねえだろ。あのメイドが言ってるのは。
I know. Based on the context of her explanation, Maya is looking for something that would make me more feminine, therefore that cannot possibly be the answer. She's lectured me about this before. Maya would much rather I return to my life as a young noblewoman than continue as a knight. She's really sexist that way.
ママ母の虐待が本格的になる前に家を出たんだっけか。
Yes, so Maya doesn't know that I never would have become a young noblewoman even if I had chosen to remain. To her, it appears that I ran away because I got into a simple argument with my stepmother, which couldn't be further from the truth. I left home to fight.
それを理解させるには死に戻りについて話さなきゃならないだろうな。あのメイドなら受け入れそうなものだが。
I suppose I was determined to survive on my own before, so speaking about it was never a choice. In hindsight, it's ridiculously stubborn of me. But that's what the audience likes about you. I was surrounded by so many adults who were able to act as though nothing was amiss despite all the suffering they experienced. I wanted to emulate that.
打ち明けるのも意地を通すのもお前の自由だ。好きにしろ。条件についてはこっちに任せとけ。今日はこのまま捜査を続ける。
Understood. Where should we go now?
異端審問会の前に面倒ごとを片付けたい。
Gotta go clean up that mess. I mean, the litter on the highway, it's just everywhere. What kind of mess? Yeah, you're right, this church is filthy.
やっと来たか、リスター。今まで何していた？
Alright, you're part of the story. Rick Monaghan. One of the cardinals serving the Northern faith and a sacrificium in one of the previous carnivals. Despite such contemptible acts as ordering the Grand Commander's torture and falsified testimony, he wears his emotions on his sleeve and is sweet on children. Annie, I'm gonna need you to rephrase that last part. He has his likable sides, but I still hate all those who would make the Grand Commander suffer. It's a real dick, too. What about Master Tyrell? The Inquisitorial Order is under the Church's command, which means the Cardinals are his superiors.
遅くなって申し訳ございません。忙しくしていたものですから。
忙しいだ？ 無理やり休暇をもぎ取っておきながら何をやっているというのだ。
隣の恋人を可愛がるのに全力を注いでいました。
Oh, sure, make it awkward for everyone. I see how it is. That's it, he's dead now. I've been curious for a while about the way he often says these outrageous comments when he sees no need to hide our relationship. They're a staple with Maya and the Grand Commander. He never gets like that when it's just the two of us. Meh.
異端審問官の婚姻は許されんぞ。
辞表を出したでしょ。
Cool.
あんなもの破り捨てたわ。
何しようが受領した時点で有効なんで。要件は終わりですね。では失礼します。
So you're forced to become an inquisitor the moment you, are the child of a criminal, but you can just turn in a letter of resignation whenever you want? Or is it like that's not Tyrell's deal, therefore, hence too, as a result of which, he is perfectly capable of retiring at a moment's notice? I don't know. I'm not from here.
まだ本題にも入っておらん。
The Cardinal's face flushes red with anger. You can't see it, but I swear it's there. His shoulders heave with each breath from all the screaming. I get annoyed when he speaks with the Grand Commander Cryas, but I almost feel bad for him when he speaks with Master Tyrell. Not really, though. Cardinal glances my way. He likely finds it difficult to speak when an outsider like myself is present. I'll remove myself from the conversation.
ああ、いや、その。
Me? Huh? How strange. He always acts so haughtily when we first meet. It's not as if he knows I'm a daughter of House Linzel.
モナハン枢機卿。
Yes, that's the man's name.
どんな妄想を繰り広げるのもあなたの自由です。あ、もし行動に起こすのなら、事前に遺書を書いておくことをお勧めしますよ。
Huh?
妙な言いがかりはよせ。私が言いたいのは教会の財務のことだ。
Please, don't ignore this important text message.
年々予算は削られていく一方で増え続ける孤児。最近では他国からも流れてくるようになった。このままでは教会運営に差し支える。やめるというならこの問題を解決してからにしろ。
You know, I'm fairly certain, please correct me if I'm wrong, that feels like something that's completely outside of his job description. What a reckless request. I often hear talk of cut budgets in the wings. It's one sign of many that Historica is struggling financially. I glance over at Master Tyrell, who looks deeply annoyed by the entire affair. Look at him. Look at how annoyed he is.
次に会う時までに方策を講じておくように。話は以上だ。
上司って何発まで殴ってよかったんだっけ ?5 発 ?6 発
You know, somehow I'm gonna go out on a limb and just guess that proposing that the Cardinals take a pay cut is gonna be an accepted solution here. You don't get even one punch! God, that was pretty fun. fortune teller, some mysterious man, a condition for cooperation, and now the church's finances. Everywhere we go, we discover more that must be done. Man, why does life have to have so much stuff in it?
枢機卿の呼び出しなんか無視すりゃよかった。けど、あんま目を離すのもそれはそれでな。
That reminds me, what did you think the Cardinal was imagining? Is he putting together a particularly nefarious scheme? You know, I used to play drums for a particularly nefarious scheme.
知らん。
What? You went so far as to tell him to write his will.
お前を変な目で見てたのがムカついただけだ。何を企もうと、潰す口実ができて、こっちとしてもありがたい。
Well, I doubt much of anything would happen. I'm sure the church is more than aware of how terrifying it would be to have Master Tyrell as an adversary. I mean, it's not like they're going out and working with a foreign military to take over the entire country or something. By the way, I had no idea the church was suffering from budget cuts as well. I was so sure that only the wings were dealing with that. Historica is struggling more keenly than I thought ever since we lost the infinite jewelry machine. But it's somewhat strange. I was involved with the kingdom's financial affairs when I was Conrad's fiancé, and the situation was nowhere near as dire. That was after Conrad embezzled billions of gold.
そういや、そんな時期もあったって言ってたな。
Yeah, it sucked for all involved parties, don't worry too much about it. It's the part of my past I most want to bury.
お前の推察通りだ。優秀な二人の王子のおかげで国力は向上していて、国王が自分の隠居先として新しい城の建設に取り掛かるくらい、この国には余力がある。
So, why the budget cuts?
なぜだと思う？ヒントは、予算の削減対象が翼騎士団と教会の2つだけってとこだ。
Oh, Conrad, you motherfucker. Only the church and the wings. Come on, think. 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 Our affairs have nothing to do with each other. We are under separate jurisdictions as well. What connects these two organizations? Goddess Norna. Mr. Tyrell's lips curl up into a smirk. Is the king trying to eradicate the Nornan faith from the kingdom?
としか考えられない。俺が王族に疑いを持ったのはこの件がきっかけだ。
Okay, I haven't brought this up in a while, but I still don't understand the timeline we're working on here. The Prince Lucius, you know, killed the goddess and replaced her with an imposter thousands of years ago, but they're talking like getting rid of the Ishik and the church and all the connections of her to the wheels of power. It's a thing that's happened in the previous generation. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, math was never my strong suit, should not have been several thousand years ago. So, like, what the frick, bruv? Master Tyrell doubted the royal family's veracity long before I appeared. Someone as shrewd as him was sure to notice. But he had no choice but to believe in him. That man! Why are you wearing gloves? It's like 70 degrees outside. Your palms must be so sweaty. I asked about this before, but has Conrad stopped attempting to contact you?
コンラッド殿下は 今王位継承争いで繁忙を極めている。
That is not an answer. Rumors of Prince Lucian's favorable status has reached even the markets. Conrad likely has no leeway to split his attention anywhere else. But do I believe Master Tyrell is telling me the truth? No, of course I don't. This man loves lying just so much. More than anyone has ever enjoyed anything in the entire history of humanity. This man never told an unconsequential, unqualified factual statement. He'd probably burst into flames like a vampire holding a cross. All Master Tyrell said is that Conrad is busy. That he's busy enough not to pay any mind to other issues is my own assumption. Has Master Tyrell ever outright stated that Conrad isn't involved at all?
リスター、コンラッド兄上の方は大丈夫なのか？あなたほど有能なものを兄上が簡単に手放すとは思えないが。
青2歳の分際でこの俺の心配をするとは、お前が偉くなったのか、それとも俺が落ちぶれたのか、どっちだろうな。教えてくれよ。
And remember when this happened like an hour ago? Yeah, good times. Good times. You're lying to me, Master Tyrell. Even now, Conrad is still trying to make contact with you, isn't he?
ついこないだ。俺の嘘は見抜けないなんて可愛いこと言ってなかったか？
Yeah, that was then, this is now. That's how linear time works. Is being blind to the danger approaching you cute? If so, I'd rather not be your type of woman.
悪かった。
Yeah, you better be, huh? Get your shit together.
これまでに2度殿下の手の者に襲われた。適当に相手して追い返した。
What was their aim? They want to keep you quiet?
俺が口外するとは思ってないさ。話せばこっちの身も危ない。
And why?
俺の替えが見つからなくてお困りのようだ。
Yeah, so this whole thing's just built up to a humble brag, I see how it is. Danoiva, that guy! He spent years using and deceiving you, and somehow that's not enough? I can't believe him. People are not tools for his amusements. May have been a mistake to keep him alive after all. Gee, don't say.
お前が殺せと言うなら、今すぐにでも始末してくる。
Nah, it sounds too complicated. Me? But you have far more reason to hate him than I do.
憎む。
Let me tell you how much I have come to hate you since I came into existence. Master Tyrell? His expression is hollow, so he hears my voice but struggles to understand the meaning of my words. Have you ever thought of getting revenge on Conrad? Look at how pointy his nose is. Maybe that'll be the murder weapon. No one would suspect it.
俺はこのヒストリカの王には第三王子よりもコンラッド殿下の方がふさわしいと思っている。
Wash your mouth out with soap. What's wrong with you?
この腐った国を治めるのにあの王子では清廉すぎる。その点 コンラッド殿下は貴族や教会の扱いに長けているし、影のものを使うことに何のためらいもない。
Mr. Tyrell still refers to Conrad with so much respect. What a weenie.
殿下はヒストリカに必要な人間だ。殺してしまうのは国のためにならない。
And what are your personal feelings in the matter? He used his status as a scion of the goddess to use you. Surely you were forced to act in ways you never would have otherwise. I will do anything so long as you wish it. Is that the correct line? Is that the correct attribution? Apparently. Yeah, that's the moment when the ketamine kicks in. Master Tyrell likely doesn't consider getting revenge because he's settled this issue within himself. He hasn't forgiven him, nor has he forgotten what he's done. He simply hasn't chosen revenge, instead opting for this path of peace. I've convinced myself that he's just like me. Sometimes you just need to watch your boy sit down and cry a lot.
どんな無茶な命令にも従い力を尽くす。目的達成のためにこの身をすり減らして初めて生きているという実感が湧く。唯一お前に望むとすれば、役目が欲しい。俺に命令してくれ。
Go make a run to the local donut place and get me a bag of chocolate donut holes. That is your order. Chunk. Meanwhile, in sepia bedroom land.
ここ間違ってる。ナツメグの中毒量は 5g 以上だ。
That's a lot of nutmeg. Alright. Just for completion's sake, game, this better not be the correct answer, I swear. What is wrong with me that I would doubt him? I should stop picking at his old wounds. There's no point. I don't ask about Conrad after that. We return to our investigation. A series of unexpected events makes the whole thing somewhat difficult, but we eventually solve all the mysteries presented to us. It was incredibly interesting. I wish you could have been there. It brings us closer together, strengthening our bond. We live happily. Forever. And ever. Forever! 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 Okay, sure, I have faith that'll make sense in a bit. Sure, why not?
ここ間違ってる。ナツメグの中毒量は 5g 以上だ。
So remember, don't cook with too much nutmeg, no matter how delicious you think it is. I see. I had no idea nutmeg could be toxic.
過剰に摂取した場合に限る。 適量なら何の問題もない。ごく普通のスパイスだ。
4.9 grams, you're home free. 4.9, you're doing fine. That's the mnemonic, remember it. Your knowledge knows no bounds. I respect your ability to answer any question I may have, from herbs to history to errant world affairs. What other talents do you have?
製薬、法律関係、文化史、行政官の資格は持ってる。あと、カーゴシップもか。もうしばらく運転してねえが。
But do you have a degree in literature? Can you tell me the definition of foreshadowing? Whoa! Incredible!
俺の素晴らしさを思い知ったか？
Well, don't just tell him that, he'll get a swelled head. I've known that for some time now.
こんなもん、ただの暇つぶし。知識を詰め込んでる間は頭空っぽにできるからな。
Look at how sad that man
やる気が起
is.
きないんだよ。やることがねえとさ、こう余計なこと考えちまうっていうか。
God, he's just so sad all the time. I love it. It's inevitably relatable. Mr. Tyrell.
あ
Why are you yelling at me? What? Master Tyrell yells as he crouches to the ground. He freezes the way a kid throwing a tantrum would.
口が滑った。
I mean, yes. Yes, you did. If you're waiting for me to disagree, we're gonna be here for a very long time. What do you mean?
あんなこと言うつもりなかった。忘れろ。
Okay.
忘れた。
Yes.
よし、じゃあ行くぞ。
Alright, cool. Back to video games. Okay, but like by order. Do you mean like in bed
やっ
or
ぱ忘れてねえじゃねえか。
and now we're back to where we started.
幻滅したか。
What?
命令してくれなんて気色悪い。こんな軟弱な男は願い下げだって思っただろう。
No way the audience of an ultimate game would ever be interested into a subby little messy boy. I don't think that at all.
いきなり病んでるとこ見せられてドン引きだよな。キモすぎて吐くよな。いいぜ、頭からぶっかけてくれても言いたいこと全部言えばいい。覚悟はできてる。
Come on, I want you to call me a sad wet cat and your pathetic little meow meow and stuff. I just said I don't think that way. You're terrifyingly adept at reading people's hearts, so why can't you do that now? Disgusting is the last thing I think. He hasn't hurt me and has even put his own scars on display. How or why could I ever want to criticize him for that? Just hurts. Like an arrow through the chest. The darkness eating away at him is far deeper than I ever anticipated. But I could have anticipated it if I just properly considered his life. What with the whole being the last survivor of a genocide and getting bitten by 100 snakes and probably stabbing a bunch of people, but not in a fun, sexy kind of way.
殿下は使える道具は重宝されるお方だ。
You would reduce yourself to a tool? I mean, it feels like he doesn't need the help.
石工族はそういうものだ。
Well. I'm the same. You know, we're not so different, you and I, Mr. Bond. If I'd yielded to Conrad's threats that night, I may have wished for the very same thing. I would have lost hope, lost myself, would have lived from one order to the next. I didn't think we shared such a sad commonality. Master Tyrell? Well, I love you, Master Tyrell. I could never hate you. I admit that it was your strength and nobility that initially attracted me to you. But I want to love everything about you, including the ugliness and weakness you'd rather hide. I want to be your safe harbor where your heart feels most at peace. This is good, I like this. Want more of this and less of weird bedroom shenanigans.
なんだその男前なセリフは。
Probably around the time they decided to let me have a physical body again. I guess I've managed to get a few romantic pickup lines of my own. You are free to desire whatever you wish. I have no intention of forcing you to go along with my own values. It's with that assumption in mind that I would help you if you choose to change yourself. But don't rush it. Take your time. I am and will always be your ally. Womp.
やっぱりお前のことを逃がさなくてよかった。俺の推測はいつだって正しい。
Alright, let's not go back to this now.
俺だってこのままでいいとは思ってない。命令がないと落ち着かないなんてどう考えてもまともじゃない。
Ah, so he's self-aware. Does this have anything to do with your belief that we are incompatible? His bitter laugh is proof that I'm correct.
お前が強欲でわがまま言い放題のお嬢様だったら俺は変わろうとすら思わなかったよ。こんなことダサすぎて言えなかった。先延ばしにして悪かったよ。
It's fine. It's my fault for eavesdropping. Still, I'm glad I finally got to hear how you really feel. I can't say the same for your attempts to hide Conrad's involvement. Work. I'd rather you not keep me out of the loop because you didn't want me to worry. If your reasoning was because you believe you can handle it yourself, however, I want you to remember one important thing. Just because you can do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. I want to challenge every problem, no matter how small, together. I don't measure up to your standards, but I'll do all in my power to catch up.
頭に叩き込んだ。
Master Tyrell winds an arm around my waist and pulls me into an embrace. Master Tyrell?
今日もう帰る？
Probably should, it's getting very late. If you intend to continue the investigation, I'd like to go with you.
そういうんじゃなくて お前のことが欲しくなった。
Oh.
固まるな。
Sorry, I just remembered it's fucking like 2 a.m. and I just fell asleep for a minute. What were you saying?
明日はこっちの要件を済ませてから家に行く。多分夜になるだろうから、お前は仕事に行っていい。
Okay.
一応クライオスにも報告しておいてくれ。奴は王位継承争いに集中させときたいから巻き込むつもりはないが、万が一ということもある。
Will do. If you want him to focus on the struggle, then I assume that means you aren't necessarily hoping for Conrad's victory.
あれは向き不向きの話をしただけで、俺の希望を述べたわけじゃない。
Does that mean you'd choose to support Prince Lucian?
お前がやれって言うなら。
I want to hear what you think.
壊れれば考えるが、何もなしに俺から出向くことはない。
You son of a bitch, we literally just had this conversation. The idea makes sense. Mr. Tyrrell isn't obligated to do anything for Prince Lucian so long as His Highness doesn't request his assistance. But I'm sure it's difficult for His Highness to ask for Master Tyrrell's help at this juncture. His own father is responsible for the annihilation of the Ishiki clan, and he seems to be even more weighed down by the guilt than the king. Not that that's much of an accomplishment. That's why His Highness said he wouldn't request Master Tyrrell's help until after reparations had been made. To him, this is the proper order of things. But if Prince Lucian were to lose to Conrad, it will only be that much harder to live.
俺とお前を関わらせないというルーシェンの判断。つくづく人好きする野郎だとは思うが、それが奴の最大の欠点だ。お前もわかるだろ。正しさばかり優先して手段を選んでちゃ生き残れないってこと。
You cannot live on righteousness alone. There must also be food, and often a beverage as well. I killed and betrayed those I love under the righteous guise of trying to save everyone. I have no right to talk, nor could I claim I could even under duress. If only I could kill Conrad. That would solve everything. I'd originally intended to use my life for revenge. Don't I still have the option to return to that path? Look at that smirking bastard. Don't you just want to stab him repeatedly? If I just kill him...
お前に人を傷つけさせない。お前と共に戦うと決めたときに、俺たち4人が最初に結んだ約束事だ。
God damn, they were playing hardball too. Damn you and your promises.
ま、クライオスの手腕次第だな。奴がどこまであのアマちゃん王女を鍛えられるか期待しようじゃないか。というわけで、俺は王位継承争いには関与しない。決定事項だ。
What about after it's all over?
あ?
Prince Lucian asked for your help when he ascends to the throne.
お前はどうするべきだと思う?
Tyrell, I need you to show some initiative here. You're your own person, and you're also way more informed about what's going on here than I am. I think you should go fuck yourself. Figure it out for yourself. There's only one thing I can tell you. I want you to decide your future based not on what is right, but based on what you want to do.
甘えるなってか?
Not if you truly want to change.
何が正しいかじゃなく、何がしたいかか。今までの俺にはない価値観だ。
Act not on what is right, but on what is left. Sometimes what is slightly above you. It's easy enough to say, but I'm also struggling to decide what I want to do in my future.
焦らなくていいんだろ?
Right. We have plenty of time to think it through.
王位継承争いについてはそんなとこだ。話を戻すぞ。
Alright, back on the common route now. We gotta go. Toggle our points for later.
翼騎士団内でも何か異変がないか調べておけ。色恋にまつわるまじないというなら、相手がいないと成立しないからな。
Will do. There may also be new information available at the Inquisitorial Order.
そっちは俺が行く。こういう時善がいりゃな。ま、俺とお前ならなんとかなるだろう。
Yes, Zen, why are you being so emo? I know we can. My voice rises at the trust and hope he places in his words.
明日は夜通し動くことになるだろうから、どっかで仮眠取っとくように。それから、
What is a nap? Is that some form of a break?
全部片付いたら抱くから、覚悟決めとけよ。
Uh-huh. He sets off a veritable bomb during what should have been business discussions.
なんだ、ちゃんと理解できるんだな。一から教えてやるつもりでいたんだが。まあ、何度も死に戻りを繰り返してりゃ、それなりのこともあったよな。
What would give you that impression?
男がいたんじゃないかと。
Yeah, somehow I find that much less likely than you do. What makes you think I had the time for that?
コンラッド殿下の婚約者だった時も
Nothing at all.
だったらなおのこと、猶予があってよかったな。
If you say that, I'm going to be so busy thinking about you, I won't be able to focus on the case. So, I'm going to forget you said anything.
ああ、頭の切り替えくらいできるようになれ。
Please don't ask the impossible of me. He wants to take me to bed. I can't stop the blush from coloring my cheeks. I can barely kiss properly. I don't know how I meant to react when he comes out with a line like that. Feels like this is escalating very quickly. It's not happening immediately. I should consign this moment to oblivion. Let's forget this ever happened and focus on the political intrigue. It's not going to be that easy, is it? Damn it, I was kind of hoping. Okay.
忘れた?
Yes.
寂しいこと言うじゃないか。ずっと俺のこと考えててくれよ。
It's kind of creepy, Tyrell.
本当は今すぐ連れ帰りたいと思ってるくらいなのに、媚薬化がされても手を出さなかった俺、偉すぎだろ。褒めてくれてもいいんじゃねえの？なあ、おい。
Yeah, good job on not raping that teenager, Tyrell. You're really impressive. Hey.
それともなんだ？猶予が余計だって言うなら、今夜。
I clasp both hands over Master Tyrell's mouth. You're taking the teasing too far. No, but actually... Stop that. Stop it.
あ、お帰りなさいませ、お嬢様。
None of that. Shame on you. Hello, Maya. Maya, about tomorrow.
ええ、わかってますよ。明日の夜は家にいるつもりです。
Thank you. Please take the day to rest, since I'll probably have to drag you around in the middle of the night.
お嬢様はあの男が課題をクリアすると信じてらっしゃるのですね。
You hate Master Tyrell that much?
一生懸命大切に育ててきたお嬢様をどこの馬の骨とも知れないポットでの男に奪われるなんて嫌に決まってます。
I mean, I don't think he's that suspicious. I can't blame her for viewing the situation like this when she doesn't know anything. Maya's reaction and Master Tyrell's treatment is all my fault. Just like literally everything else that's happened in this game. I owe much to Master Tyrell. That I can speak with you like this now is thanks to him. Too vague to work as a proper explanation, I suppose. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
すべてですか？
Wow. I'm sorry, there are some things I can't talk about.
正直なんだから。私ね、お嬢様。一番いい立ち位置にいると思うんですよ。特等席とでも言うのかしら。
What do you mean?
お嬢様は私のことをいつも大切にしてくださるでしょう。私がどんなに生意気なことを言っても面倒がらずに聞いてくださる。本当の家族みたいに。
You're far more important to me than family, Maya. You know what my home life was like.
そうですね。お嬢様、なぜ赤の他人である私たちがこんな関係を築くことができたと思いますか？
Is it because we're both orphans? Because you're kinder and more broad-minded than anyone?
あら、嬉しい褒め言葉。
Flirt. And you want to return the gratitude you feel towards my birth mother.
それはきっかけの一つであって理由ではありませんね。私たちが家族になれたのはお互い見えっ張りだからです。
Gasp.
後ろ盾のない若い女が2人だけで暮らしていくのにはそれなりの苦労はありましたけど、私たちはそれぞれ相手に心配をかけまいと頑張ってきましたよね。正直寂しく思ったこともあったんですよ。お嬢様は私より年下なんだからもっと甘えてくれればいいのにって、どうして弱音を吐いてくれないんだろうと思ってました。
Maya, that is the name on your birth certificate.
でも今ではわかります。お嬢様は弱音を吐けなかったんじゃない、吐きたくなかったんだって。 ひたむきに努力するお嬢様に私も引っ張り上げてもらいました。だから言いたくないことは言わなくていいんです。お嬢様が見せたいと思う一面だけを見続けます。この特等席から。
Okay, I'm not entirely convinced that metaphor made what we in the industry refer to as sense, but you know, whatever helps you. Thank you, Maya. You're the best.
リスターさんの件は別ですけどね。本当にお嬢様にふさわしい男か確かめさせていただきます。
Oh, that entire conversation was pointless.
あら、笑ってられるなんてずいぶん余裕ですね。
I am. And I'm relieved. You understand me better than anyone, so I'm sure you would also understand what makes Master Tyrell so wonderful. Gasp. I'm hungry. Have you eaten dinner yet?
ええ、お先にいただきました。でも、お嬢様の分はちゃんと残してますよ。
Thank you. Your food is the best.
そのセリフ、リスターさんの前でも言ってくださいます？ついでに、最近料理の腕を上げたと調子に乗っている翼騎士団の団長にも。
Well, you've got to think that's a logical consequence of him actually being able to taste again. I'm fine so long as you know how I feel.
ずるい言い方しないでください。
That's like, what, a 3-4 hit combo at this point? Going straight for the jugular. Ahahaha. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho 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 ho. The moon! It's a quiet evening. Nothing is preventing my tired body from fading off into sleep, but it just refuses to come. It's Mr. Tyrell's fault. It's not because he had to go and say, okay, that does not sound like a reason you would refuse to come, I don't think. The warmth from last night still lingers on my skin. I don't think I'll be able to forget about it anytime soon. Is he alright? I hope he isn't suffering from nightmares. Meanwhile, at that exact moment, Tyrell Lister was suffering from nightmares. Nightmares involving his neck falling apart because it's just too long and structurally insecure.
だよ。昨日は何ともなかったのに。
Dang, what could have possibly changed in the interim between then and now?
あいつがいたからか。
Okay, he figured it out. Good job, team. He managed to do it. I'm very proud of you.
なるほど。また魔女が現れたとなれば放ってはおけないな。
Maybe you can't, but I certainly can. Going to end us off here. It's a brand new day, the sun is high, we have a distinct quest. All that discussion of my making dinner has made me hungry and I haven't eaten yet. Next week, we will go out and investigate the thing we were supposed to be investigating today. And also possibly Tyrell will dick us down so hard we forget our own name. God only knows. But that will have to wait until next week, because I am leaving. Night, everybody.